Hello and welcome to another episode of the Literal Talking News podcast. I'm Colin and unfortunately Josh can't join me this week for this week's episode. So unfortunately you're just stuck with the dual tones of myself. But hey ho, here's on with the show and what we've got for you this week. So this week's episode sees the interview from last week's very interesting and greatly produced musical production of Robin Hood the Musical, which was performed at the Lichfield Garrick and was a community production. So the interview is with the very talented Ashley, who played the horrid Sheriff of Nottingham. So stay tuned for that interview. Also coming up, I've got a little bit of a piece on the Lichfield Garrick and the upcoming sort of productions that they have in store for Lichfield and the wider community. So there are theatre productions coming up and there are some cinema showings as well. So here's the interview with Ashley, but stay tuned for afterwards as I'll run through those very exciting upcoming pieces at the Garrick. So, over to the interview with Ashley.
Start, just tell us who you are, how old you are and who you played, if that's alright.
So I am Ashley Late, I'm 27 years old and I've just played the Sheriff of Nottingham for our opening night of Robin Hood, the community musical.
How did it go?
Oh, it felt so amazing. The adrenaline always hits on opening night, but this is by far the most nerve-wracking and difficult one I've ever done. And not just because of the heat, because it's a whole new thing, so audiences wouldn't know what to expect.
Absolutely. A question each one. You go next.
Yeah, sure. What kind of stuff have you done before, Ashley? You can tell us
I've done 3 of the previous community musicals here: The Hired Man, The Dreaming, and Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe.
Okay.
I've also done other musicals here as well with various theatre companies. So I've got a lot of experience here at the Garrick. This is my 18th production here at the Garrick, actually.
No, you were standout. You were really, really good.
Thank you.
We were hot just watching you. What's it like up there on the hottest day ever recorded in the UK?
It's so intense up on that stage. I mean, the intense heat doesn't make things very easy anyway, but coupled with the fact that there's so many hot lights shining on you, particularly during maybe Enjoy It, for example, the closing number of Act 1, the sweat just starts dripping, it really does.
Jeez. And how do you find it with learning lines? Do you find it easy to kind of remember all the dialogue, etc., and the songs?
Yeah, I work super hard on them. Whenever I get songs and lines to learn, I always get to work on them straight away. And the reason I do that, if I can get off script and off lyrics early, it'll help me take in the directions a lot easier as well. And I need to take in directions quite easily because being autistic, some stuff can be hard to take in.
Right, wow, okay.
How long, you said you've done lots of these productions now, how long does it take to put together something like that?
Well, we had our auditions back in February and I think we started rehearsals back in March. So it's a few months of hard work. It's been happening each Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, and a lot of hard work goes behind the scenes with us.
So you have to rehearse for every new show, you have to audition for every new show. You're not a given, you don't get your part
No,
automatically.
absolutely. And I don't want to be a given. I always say, I take nothing for granted.
And what made you, was this a particular role that you were keen on, or was it chosen more for you, or was it?
I think I wanted to initially go for Robin Hood himself when the musical came about. I really wanted to get a big role for this. And when I was under consideration for the Sheriff of Nottingham, I thought, oh, hang on, this might be good. A true villainous role. And then when I heard a part of Enjoy It for the first time, that's when I knew I really wanted the Sheriff of Nottingham, actually, and I'm so happy I got it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got a brilliant voice.
Thank you.
Really good voice for it.
What's it like playing a baddie?
Well, this is actually my first true villainous role, so it's a new experience for me, but I've just had so much fun with it. I really have.
And what have you got planned for the future? Do you tend to, are you wanting to go further forward with this kind of thing, or?
Well, being professional isn't exactly an idea I want to have because I think it'd just be a bit too stressful for me.
Yeah.
Plus, my heart is here at the Lichfield Garrick, and I'll be planning to do many more performances there.
That's brilliant. I'm sure they love you. Thank you so much, Ashley. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Ashley, you made me so proud tonight. Honestly, that was incredible.
Incredible. Honestly, you're spectacular. Thank you so much for your time.
I enjoyed it.
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed that segment from Ashley, who I've got to say was an incredible talent for the show. Really stood out for me. A really good baddie, and it really was a good show. Very impressed. Thank you again to the Lichfield Garrick. A big shout out to them for being so hospitable and really making us feel welcomed. The drinks went down very well. It was a lovely programme that we received, beautiful auditorium, and the show was great. So thank you once again to the Lichfield Garrick. So what is coming up at the Garrick in the future? So there's a number of things that the Garrick have coming up. So if you do want to book any of these, you can get in touch with their box office, which is on 01543 412121. That's 01543 412121. So what have they got coming up? Well, the Garrick, as you may or may not know, are now going to be showing films. Now, when I say films, I'm not on about all the old classics necessarily. I'm on about some of the films that are at your more sort of possibly well-known cinemas. So, for example, on the 29th of July, which is this coming Friday at 7 p.m, they are showing Elvis. Now, I'm lucky enough to have been to see the film Elvis at the cinema, and I've got to say, for me, it was a 10 out of 10. Probably the best film I have ever seen. Now, I'm not a huge Elvis fan, but it really, really was very, very good. Bit of a biop sort of film. Obviously to the late Elvis, very, very talented actors in the film, and it's a really good story. Keeps you sort of hooked all the way through, and very, very good. Now, Elvis is a 12A, and like I say, that will be showing at the studio on Friday the 29th of July at 7 p.m. Now, also coming up, now I haven't seen this film, is a film called Lightyear. It's a PG. Again, that will be the studio, and that will be on Saturday the 30th of July at 12 p.m. Some other showings to take note of. There are various other ones that I haven't mentioned, but one that stood out to me was The Railway Children Return. It's a film that's rated as a U. That will be at the studio on Saturday the 13th of August, and that will be at 12 p.m. Now, one that you may have heard of, you may love watching, your grandchildren, if you have any, may have told you about them. Now, again, I've been lucky enough to see this film, and it is very good. Is Minions: The Rise of Gru. It's a U rating, and I think it's kind of based on the story of how Gru became what he became in the later films. That is on Saturday the 20th of August at 12 p.m, and again is in the studio. My final pick for you is the Royal Opera Madama Butterfly. That's on Sunday the 2nd of October, and that will be on at 2 p.m. That again will be in the studio. Now, like I say, there are various other showings, so if you would like to know everything that is happening at the Garrick, you can take a look at the website, which is lichfieldgarrick.com, or obviously you can contact the box office, who I imagine would be able to run through the full schedule of what they've got coming up at the cinema. Now, moving across to the theatre productions at the Garrick, they've got a number of different things that are going to be on. One is the Royal Ballet Like Water for Chocolate. That is going to be on at the studio on Sunday the 22nd of January 2023, so a little bit away for the moment, but you can book, and that's going to be on at 2 p.m. Also, you have the Barber of Seville. That will be on the 15th of February 2023, and that will take place at 7 p.m. Now, there are going to be some other things coming up. For example, the Royal Ballet and Cinderella, which is the live recording, which will be taking place on Sunday, the 16th of April 2023, and that will be at 2 p.m. Now, there are going to be other things obviously coming up. For example, Prima Facie, which is a live recording. That's going to be on the 30th of July at 7 p.m. And that is going to be a rating of a 15. There is also going to be Westlife live at Wembley Stadium. That will be on Saturday, the 6th of August, and that will be at 8:30 p.m. And there will also be Andre Rieu's Maastricht concert, which is Happy Days Are Here Again, which is a live recording, and that will be on the 27th of August at 6:30 p.m. and on Sunday the 28th of August at 1 p.m. and that will be at the studio. Now, the final one for me to mention is Much Ado About Nothing. This is an NT Live. It will be a 12A on at the studio on Thursday the 8th of September at 7 p.m. Well, that brings me to the close of this week's episode. As always, thank you for listening, and please do keep listening as we have some very interesting shows coming up. We have a very interesting interview that I had with a member of the West Midlands Ambulance Service, which will be coming to the channel soon. And we will also have an interview with a member of the West Midlands Police Force, and that will be coming up soon as well. Hopefully we will have a further interview, which will be with a very talented author, we hope. And finally, we will hopefully have an interview coming up with the star of a forthcoming pantomime, but there's more to come on that, so stay tuned for details. Well, all that leaves me to say is thank you once again for listening. Do please hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, and hopefully we can not only grow our views but also grow our subscribers. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, have a lovely week, relax, sit back and enjoy. Bye for now.